Television in Inazuma and Teyvat. The history of Inazuman television since 1924 or 100 years ago. Television debuted in the Teyvat on January 1, 1924. With the launch of the original IBC television, a joint venture of Inazuma Electrics, owned and operated IBC in Berman City, and Northway Electrics IZTV in Inazuma City. Northway dropped out of the venture shortly thereafter and eventually folded in 1931 amid disputes with the IZCC over its AM allocation. West Inazuma City would not get a full-time television station until ITBS-TV launched in 1939. These early television programs operated using low bandwidth and low fidelity mechanical television processes. Full-time broadcasts began in the early 1930s, particularly in Inazuma City. These were almost exclusively studio-based shows, among them the murder mystery The TV Ghost, piano lessons, and primitive variety shows. These shows and broadcasts ended in 1941, in part because of technological and economic limits caused by the Great Depression. On April 12, 1940, Radio Inazuma, through its IBC division, introduced the first, regularly scheduled, for one-line electronic television service in the Inazuma. Over Inazuma City's I took BB today's Iowa K. From a transmitter atop Tenshukaku, as well as placing Radio Inazuma television receivers on sale in the Inazuma City vicinity. Television receivers were also sold by Inazuma Electric, Raiden Electricity, and other manufacturers during his period. IBC rival RTV established their own electronic television station in Inazuma City at the time. I2MBB today's IBT-ITV, as well as the Raiden Electricity, establishing their station I2RTV today's IRTV. Unfortunately, IBC and RTV was closed in 1941 due to occupied by Germany and Japan. After split in 1943, the IBC television has renamed to Northern Inazuma Television and ITV. Although television sets were available for sale during this period 1943-1945, and 3 channels were operating in Inazuma City, sales were slow, primarily due to a lack of compelling programming, limited broadcast schedules, and the high price of the sets. In 1944, on July 1, 1944, I took BB became commercial IZNT now IOAK, and broadcast the first paid advertisement for the Raiden Electricity, CA. On the same day, the RTV station became commercial IMBS now IRTV TV. In late 1944, Raiden Electricity, CA, planned to expansion TV broadcast from Inazuma City, Kamisato, and around Inazuma until extended to Teyvat countries, as Mondstadt Radio and Television Corporation MRF-MBC, Radio Morax, Radio and Television of Fontaine RTF, Sumeru Television Services STS, Television for the United Natlan TNU, and Snezhnaya Broadcasting Service SOS. This is the television of Inazuma and Teyvat countries. Wait! It's not the end. The golden year of Teyvat TV is 1950 to 1963. After a flood of television license applications, the IZCC froze the application process for new applicants in 1946. Due to concerns over station interference, there were barely more than 100 stations operating at the end of the freeze as of 1951. Concentrated in many but not all major cities, as Inazuma City today's Berman City, Kamisato Business Region today's Kamisato Metro, and Rita City. After 5 years of deliberation, the IZCC ended the license freeze. It reorganized the UHF band for television, then began handing out broadcasting licenses on both the UHF and VHF bands, with the highest concentration of license grants and station sign-ons occurring between 1950 and 1955. Many successful VHF stations launched. A brief dispute over the system to use for color broadcasts occurred at this time, but was soon settled. Half of all Teyvat households had television sets by 1955, though color was a premium feature for many years. And few programs were broadcast in color until the mid-1960s. The TV has been officially imported from the real world since 1955 and 1958. Satellite broadcast has been officially launched in 1967 due to colored broadcasts. The first public satellite television signals from Inazuma to Teyvat were relayed via the Inazuma satellite over the Dark Sea on July 2, 1967, although a test broadcast had taken place almost 2 weeks earlier on 10 July. Between early 1970s to late 1990s, the cable broadcasts redirected from satellite broadcasts, but the 100 more satellite TV channels are flooded. Welcome to the 70s and 80s. The Teyvat television in 1970s and 1980s. The 3D animation since 1974 until present was designed by Vladimir Shoyan from Inazuma, but now is dead since 1997 due to heart attack. The screen bug appeared since 1982. First music video is seen on TV in Teyvat since 1977. Ratings appeared since late 80s. Video games arrived since January 1981. And first news channel in Teyvat since 1987 is BTI World. It's time for digital terrestrial television. The DT has arrived to Teyvat since 1987. The first TV channel goes HD TV is or TSN, is a SNES Serbian TV channel since 1942. Inazuma might soon to be shut down the analog transmissions in 2013. It's time to say goodbye analog transmissions. Inazuma become first country in Teyvat 4, switch over from analog to digital since 2006, until 2013. The 9 last TV channels in Inazuma might be switched to digital in July 24, 2013, such as mass networks as IPBT, RTV, TV4, ATV, TVI Akami, RTL and BTVS.